Well, this is fascinating. A little change from the norm with regards to Andy Murray's preparations for his matches here at Wimbledon. He's almost always down at a rangy on a very private court, but here he is on court number 15. I'm keeping my voice down because we're actually very, very close here to the number 3 seed, the champion 2 years ago, who won his 4th title at Queen's and is here as one of the favourites. He's got Jonas Bjorkman firing the balls back from the other end of the court, the former world number 4, 3 times doubles champion, Amelie Mauresmo here providing the balls and the ammunition. And it was quite funny when we were watching him knock up before the ground opened to the crowd. It was obviously pretty empty, just a few journalists, and then as more and more people came past, word began to spread that Murray was knocking up here at 15 as opposed to down at a rangy, and now the spectators are crowding round to get a glimpse before he heads out on court number 1 for his match against Robin Haase. It will be their 5th meeting in the slams. Murray leads 3-1. A lot's been said about the fact that Murray struggled when they met at the US Open last year because he got cramp in the hot conditions. It is much, much cooler here today. In fact, there's a few little drops of rain coming down as we speak. It's not properly raining at the moment, but it is just starting to drizzle a little bit. But it's a lot cooler than it was. Murray will obviously be feeling confident. A few cobwebs to be blown away after the match against Kukushkin. Came through that one 6-4, 7-6, 6-4 on Tuesday. Semi-finalist at the French, brilliant clay court season, runner-up at the Australian. He's never failed to make the 3rd round at Wimbledon, even on his first year back in 2005. Haase is a good player. They know each other quite well. They both came through the junior ranks at pretty much the same time. Robin Haase was a runner-up in the Boys' Championship the same year that Murray made his debut in the senior singles. He's really giving himself a top-quality workout here, and because he's knocking up here on court 15 as opposed to down at a rangy, we're getting a different glimpse. We don't often get the chance to stand right behind him, and the thing that strikes you most of all is the power with which he hits the ball. We know that Nadal strikes the ball very, very hard, but being here as opposed to a rangy, you really do get a sense of just how ferocious Murray is, and believe me, he is properly going through the gears here. This isn't a gentle knockabout. This is a proper, genuine warm-up, and he is taking the challenge from Haase very seriously indeed. So Andy Murray going through his final preparations before he takes centre stage on court number 1.
Thanks very much, Rob. Well, we're just looking at Amelie Mauresmo now. Of course, she's in the late stages of pregnancy, so she's made a commitment to still be here at the Wimbledon Championships alongside Andy Murray this year. But what could you learn from seeing him practice, Matt?
Well, I'm actually quite a different warm-up there, because he's hitting down the line, forehands, down the line, backhands, and I'm trying to figure out if he's trying to stay away from the middle of the court, and now I realize that he's not. So working on the down the line shots against, of course, Jonas Bjorkman, and when you do warm up against your coach, obviously you can choose and do exactly what it is that you would like to do. But yeah, he's going for his shots here.
Is this something different now that we see Jonas Bjorkman in his team? Because even when Amelie wasn't pregnant, he never used to sort of warm up alongside her, did he? He had a separate hitting partner. Does it help to have your coach as a hitting partner as well?
Well, yeah, I think it does help, because the coach, I think he had Danny Velvedou. He was a hitting partner and a coach, I guess, so he used to hit with him. But I would think Jonas Bjorkman has a little more say in Andy Murray's game, and this way Jonas can feel what Murray is doing, and you can see it in a different way when you play against somebody. It's very hard to look from the side or even to stand behind your own player and figure out what they're doing wrong, but when you're facing him, because that's really what it's all about.
You can feel the shots off your own
feel
racket.
the shots, you can see what he's doing. You can see if he's falling off the forehand, should he have stepped in. You also know the weight of your shot coming to him, and by knowing the weight of your shot, you know if he's going to have time or not to take a step towards the ball, or if he has to play a defensive shot.
And Rob mentioned this seemed to be quite a big warm-up, quite an aggressive warm-up, not just a gentle warm-up. And he is, of course, first out on court today.
Yeah.
He's due to be out at 1 o'clock. We saw Roger Federer earlier. He's due to be second out on court today. So how did you in your day, and how do you think these guys tend to plan their practice schedule in the morning of a match day?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question, Carl, because I think the earlier you play in the day, the harder your warm-up is, because then you really don't want to go down. You don't want your heartbeat to come all the way down. Obviously, he's going to have to most probably eat something after his warm-up session. He would have before his match, but yes, it's different. When you play late in the afternoon, you might warm up hard because you need to work on stuff. Otherwise, you have to warm up again anyway later, whether you go onto a court or not. But the players tend to warm up pretty much at the same time. I've worked with a couple of players, and they were very keen on warming up at 11 o'clock, even if they played in the evening. And so I think players are very different.
It's interesting because Andy Murray, of course, had to play 2 matches on the final day at Queen's. He had to play the semi-final and the final on that Sunday due to, of course, weather writing off play on the Saturday. And people asked him, what's it like to play 2 and to get warm and then prepare yourself for another match? And he said he's used to warming up and warming down several times during the day. But as you get older, it's not as easy as it used to be.
No, it is not as easy, definitely. Once you get warm and you're older, you want to stay warm, I think. So that was very well done. But that's great practice for him. I mean, to play 2 matches in a row, obviously that could have been 1 set more than long 5-setter, but it turned out that it wasn't. So it's literally like having a really tough 5-setter in one day. So that was a perfect preparation for Andy Murray.